It is the victory moment with CK. Join the show as we chat victory in the midst of the uncertainty in life, because each day can be a victory moment if you don't quit, if you don't give up, and if you don't let go. Well, hello, and welcome to the victory moment with CK. Today's show, I want to celebrate and say happy Juneteenth. I'm going to talk a little bit about it, but I'm also going to share, let's talk about freedom. What is freedom? What is freedom? In your perspective, what is freedom? If we understand what's going on and what happened with Juneteenth and how this all started, there's a mindset, there's an attitude, there's some things that we have to do to remain free. So let's talk about it today. And welcome to the victory moment with CK. Hello, and thank you so much for joining me as I'm seeing my guests and people coming in. Welcome and thank you so much for joining me live, and those that are going to catch it on Roku and on the BHC network. Listen, I'm going to share some things later, but I really want to talk about this. First, I want to talk about do you really know where Juneteenth came from? As we celebrated, as it's, you know, a federal holiday, and I'm looking down because I want with you, and I'm going to then I'm going into, get its name. The origin of Juneteenth date back in June 1865, when Major General Gordon Granger, a U.S. Army officer and Union general during the Civil War, issued an order in Galveston, Texas, announcing that all slaves were free under the Emancipation Proclamation. And I'm just sharing a little tidbit, but do your research to understand what really was happening in the midst of this. So I want to talk about freedom today, because so many of us are caught up in fear. So many of us are caught up in doubt. So many of us are how would they say, and when I say get caught up, it allows us and takes away our freedom. Because one of the things I'm realizing, that fear paralyzes. And I realize it more and more, because we get into fear, and fear comes from not really knowing what's going to happen next, how it's going to flow out. How many understand that when we went through this whole thing with COVID, it was a fear because we had no idea what was going on, no idea what was happening. But when you start to put some things in perspective, you don't allow fear to paralyze you and take away your freedom. So one of the things I want to talk about is freedom begins with you. It begins with your attitude. It begins with how you handle situations. It begins with you. There are things you have control of, and then there are things you just have no control of. And when you make up your mind that you're not going to allow life to hold you back, but you could take life by its horns, as they would say, or by embracing life. Because I know trust me, I know it can get overwhelming with the uncertainties. It can get overwhelming with the different negativities. It can get overwhelming. Like, where do I go from here? What do I do from here? When it seems like your very family is not connecting to you. Your very loved one that you care, that's closest to you, is not connected to you. And as and some people, and some of us use every excuse. No, so I'm putting me in it because I'm not attacking anybody. But some of us use every excuse in the book not to get it done. And do you know that is holding you hostage? Because you worried about what other people are thinking. You're worried about what other people are doing. You're worried about how people are trying to do whatever. Listen, I realize that if someone doesn't care for me or understand how I'm functioning, that's not my fault. That even if they're trying to be me, that has nothing to do with me. But what it has to do is my attitude and how I move forward with my mindset, how I move forward with my attitude. So that was the second thing I want to talk about: freedom. Freedom is a mindset. Woo! There's a song, if I'm not mistaken, that says free your mind. Free your and as you listen, I always have to put God in it. And let God free your mind. Let the man and the person that created you free your mind. Free your mind by, I just, one of my associates and friends, she just was sharing a moment that she was on, this ocean and all of that. Whatever you need to do so that you don't get bound with the cares of this world. That means you have to make up your mind to do something about it. So freedom is a mindset. And I was never a slave, so I would never understand being a slave. But what I understand is being a slave with my mindset. When I'm afraid of everything, when I'm afraid not to do something because I might fail, I'm afraid not to do something because it won't work out. Oh, this I'm passionate with today because I realize as we celebrate Juneteenth, do we really know what we're celebrating? Freedom. Freedom in our mind, freedom from the negativity, freedom from cares of what people say and do. Freedom. It's not just about a race. It's not about a race or a color. Because whether you're pink, black, purple, yellow, you can still be enslaved. You can still have a bound mindset because you're so focused on what others are doing and how others listen. People only let you do what you let them do to you. So your mindset has to be set that I'm not allowing it. And there are some battles that you just don't have to fight. Sometimes and let it win itself. Sometime and we talk too much. Sometimes we try to make things right because we gotta be right. But one thing I realize, I don't have to fight if I'm right like that. And there are things that you just have to be quiet when you're handling it. Because quiet says a lot when you're still. And that's why God tells us to be still and know that I'm God. Stand still and see the salvation of God. But I want to talk about the last thing as we continue to celebrate Juneteenth and remember the history. Freedom is being free to be you. Not mom, not dad, not sister, not brother, not cousin, not what you see on social media. And I'm not bashing social media, but half of what you see is not even real. Because I can present whatever I want to present because you're not behind the camera to really see what's going on. So the bottom line is be careful of being bound and not free in your mind, bound and not free to be you, the best and the like God said, the fearfully and wonderfully made you. And it was great to celebrate the men, the fathers this weekend, because real men that step up, and even those that fall short, we gotta pray for them. Those that are stepping up, continue to be that example. And it was an honor to celebrate the men. But they were sharing in service yesterday, we sometimes shortchange the men because we always talk about, oh, the deadbeat dads and all of that. Don't bound anyone in their mistakes. Don't bound anyone in what they only know what to do. That's what they know. But we have to be the encouragers. We have to be the ones to say, hey, you can do this. And when you set your mindset in those perspectives, free. As Martin Luther King said in part of his speech, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we're free at last. It took me time to realize, hey, you're Carmen, you're CK, you're Miss King. Because there are things that people will say to you that will try to destroy your character and destroy your momentum and destroy your freedom. But you have to have the mindset, and you have to just begin with you being free and being the best you that you know how. I know it's not always simple because we make mistakes. Who doesn't? If you don't make any mistake, you're lying, because you're lying, you're a lying wonder. Because all of us make a mistake. But being you is never a mistake. Can I say that one more time? Being you is never a mistake. So as we talk about freedom and we celebrate Juneteenth, remember it begins with you. Remember your mindset. Remember, be free to be you. Everybody is not going to understand or connect with you because because of who and what you believe in and who you are and what you stand for. But what you have to make up your mind and say, this is me. Accept me for who I am. So walk in your freedom. That means you get up every morning and say, I woke up and this is me. Get up every morning and stand strong in who you are by just embracing who you are. Freedom. Be free. And happy Juneteenth. And, I was so excited today to celebrate Juneteenth. Welcome. I see you. As I celebrate Juneteenth, and I understood more what it was. And all I could hear today was freedom. So be free. And most important, let God free you. Free you from your hurt, free you from your pain, free you from your discomfort, free you. We're handling so much and we're taking on so much. But be free. Be free. That you can go to the next level. That you can see the blessings that are there for you. Begin with you. Free your mindset. Freedom begins with you. Freedom begins with you. As you be free in your mind and free to be who you are. And I just want to share this real quickly before I go. As we celebrate Juneteenth, as we celebrate Juneteenth, celebrate freedom. Celebrate freedom. And don't let it bound you again. Whatever you've gotten free from, don't be bound again. That's my final words. Thank you again for connecting and joining me as the BHC Network thanks you. Download it. It's free. If you have Roku, download the BHC Network. As you will see our shows on Roku and so much that's there, the mindsets and all the things that are there for you. If you want to sponsor or be part of, connecting on my platform, on my, on my program, please inbox me, connect with me. As I go to the next level, I don't mind sharing and connecting with anybody else. Because that's what it's all about. So let's move forward together in freedom. I have some other things I'm going to share on Wednesday. I have two of my guests. They're coming on next week. And I am excited because my guests are going to be such a blessing, and they have so much to share with you. So you're going to see some things coming out in the next couple of days, because I want you to join me. Don't let my guests come and we're just alone without you. One will be pre-recorded, so I have no choice. But one will be live and in color. And we just want to bring you, again, we're going to be talking about freedom, but we're going to be talking with a gentleman that's going to talk about freedom in the male perspective. And let's talk about it, because it's time that we stop being bound in our minds and in our hearts. Because that's why we keep going through that same cycle. Be free. So, again, I'm excited. I have some more things to share. And Wednesday, I'll share more about, the upcoming event. I'm still working on being live in Jersey in October. I'm excited. As this is my first journey, so I'm going to talk more about it, because this month I'm definitely wrapping up everything, making sure the location is okay and all of that. So there's more to come. So keep joining me and be a sponsor. If you have a show, if you have a book, if you have, just want to be mentioned as your business and so forth, join and connect, inbox me, connect with the show, and we'll give you more. And if you don't have my details, but if you're on the show, you should have my details. But I'm going to put some links and all of that, and connect more with those that are connecting with the show. So I thank you. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, as this is also on YouTube, my YouTube channel, which is, you put my name -CK, and you could connect with me. But all of those things, I'm going to share more and put up some more links and information so that you can stay connected to me. And like I said, please don't forget to download the BAC network. Go into the Apple Store, download it, and go look at my show on the BAC network and on Roku, and the other platforms I shared, because there are so many things that are different. And I'm one of the popular shows, and I'm so excited to say I'm one of the top 5 shows. So you need to check it out. Blessings and love. Again, be free. Free in your mind. Free to be you. Because freedom begins with you. Don't let anything hold you back. Don't let anything change your mind and shift your mind from continuing to be the best you. So love, hugs, and blessings as I always endorse. Keep standing up, standing out, standing up, standing out, and standing strong. Because this continues. We have the winners are free. They are not bound by things that try to keep them, but they rise up and keep going. So to win and make it a winning moment each day, if you just don't give up, don't give in, and don't quit on you. Take care, everybody.